Okay, it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to the Multi-Photon Interferometry Workshop. As far as I know, it's the... Oh, we're recording or something?
No.
My voice, okay. Yeah. So welcome to the Multi-Photon Interferometry Workshop. I think it's the first time there's been a workshop of this particular flavor, so I think it's going to be very interesting and a lot of fun. The idea of holding a workshop and not a conference is twofold. One, we made sure we kept it small, so we capped the numbers at about 50. And the second is we want to make sure the talks are long enough to be able to discuss things, but also have enough time for lots of discussions between people. So the talks are only half of what this is about. Really, it's about sharing ideas and looking at how we can push this field forward. What are the problems? What are the new directions? So let me first give you some background on where you are and what all this is about, so you have an idea. So first of all, in case you don't know, my name is Barry Sanders. So I'm at the University of Calgary, but I'm also part-time at the University of Science and Technology, China, in a Qianren or 1,000-talent position. 1,000 talent doesn't mean I have 1,000 talents. It means there's 1,000 of us with 1 talent each. Now the workshop that we are organizing is chaired by 3 of us. So I'm one, Yuao Chen, who's in the front, is another, and Chaoyang Lu, who will be here shortly, is the 3rd chair. And then I just want to mention the 2 heroes of the meeting that I'm sure you both know very well, either in person or by email. There's He Lu, who's a senior postdoc. He's over here. And for the heroes and not the chairs. Exactly. And the other one is Ishtan over at the back. And those 2 guys are the ones, if anything goes wrong, you go to them and ask for help. If anything goes right, you go to the chairs and tell us what a good job we did. That's how it works. Okay, so this lab is part of the University of Science and Technology of China, which is based in Hefei, Anhui province. It's about 600 kilometers away. It's only 2 hours by train. Of course, an hour to the train station each time, but it's, so 600 kilometers is a very small distance. This particular campus is set up as a branch in Shanghai to capitalize on all the beauty and strengths and capabilities here in the Shanghai area. You can see the wonderful weather we have. It's not like a certain city to the north that we don't mention. So very clean air and very beautiful place. The University of Science and Technology of China was set up in 1958. That was set up as a strategic initiative by the government to ensure that China was in a leading position in the science and technology area. The university punches far above its weight in terms of producing the leading scientists and engineers of China. So, the university is quite well known for science. So the university was set up in 1958. It was set up in Beijing. In 1970, it was moved to Hefei in Anhui province. I'll mention a little bit more. So that's the university. This is a branch campus. It's a branch of the Hefei National Laboratory for Physics at the microscale. That's a national lab. But also, this group is part of 2 different centers. One is I gotta remember the names. It's the Chinese Academy of Science Center of Quantum Information and Quantum Physics. So that's supported by the Chinese Academy of Science under the Minister of Science and Technology. And it's also part of the Synergetic Innovation Center, Quantum Information and Quantum Physics, and that's under the Minister of Education. So, the lab is able to benefit by support from 2 different ministries. And then the idea is to bring together a team, and there's involvement outside of USTC for some other researchers, but it's to develop and push forward in quantum technologies. And then you'll have a chance to see the labs downstairs and get an idea of what's going on. There are more labs in Hefei that unless you go there you won't see, but you'll get a feeling for the quality and the investment that's going on in the quantum technology area. Okay, now I want to tell you about some housekeeping matters. First, I'll mention that the banquet explicitly is not yet shown in the program. By the way, if you haven't picked these up, these are just outside on the table. You can see we're running this fairly casually, so there are no name badges and things like that. We just all get to know each other without reading names on badges. And if you didn't pick one of these up, you can pick it up on the table outside. The banquet's not mentioned, but we finally secured a banquet place. So it'll be on the Huangpu River. That's the famous river with the beautiful Pudong buildings. So we'll have the banquet in a nice restaurant overlooking the river. Now I just want to mention a few other things. So people are, of course, those people who are expecting refunds on money and want to get them, then just to let you know, you bring to Lu over there 5 things. So what he'll need today if you have it, tomorrow if you don't have it today, is passport so we can photocopy it. We'll need boarding passes, and when you go home, you also need to scan your boarding passes and email them back to her. We'll need, and so we photocopy, we'll also need the exit stamp photocopied and sent back. So we need your boarding passes when you go home and your exit stamp as well.
What's the exit stamp? I don't know.
When you leave the country, it says bye-bye.
Oh, in the passport itself?
Yes,
I get that.
so you scan that part. We need your printed itinerary, and we need a receipt or proof of payment for your ticket. Okay, so we get those things, we give you the money, and then we trust you that when you go home, you'll send us that remaining information. If you don't follow through, then we're broke. So please follow through on those. And then we're planning to give cash still, right? So we'll give you envelopes with American dollars for before you leave. Okay, lunch is going to be held downstairs. So we're just going to do the lunches in cafeteria style. What's going to happen is, in order to avoid the crowds, the speakers will be privileged in some way. So the speakers will get to go first to get the food, and then after the speakers are done, everybody else can go down. Sorry for that, but it's just a matter of managing crowds. When you get your food, it's just a cafeteria. You pick up what you want to eat. You show it to the cashier, who will enter the number. You don't pay. You just go on, and then we'll pay the cafeteria bills as we go. So that'll be how lunch is working. In the hotel, you get your breakfast, and dinner, we'll run it where you can have dinner in the cafeteria if you want, or if you go outside, you can go wherever you want. We will refund the dinner payments, but you have to save what's known as a fapiao. If you don't know that word, you will. It's the first word most foreigners learn in China. So fapiao is a special kind of receipt that's got a red stamp on it, and it says the name of the university on it. So you just have to say to the waiter, Zhongguo Kushui Jishu Dashui, don't make any mistake, and then you get it. Or we're going to have students around who will help to pay the bill, collect the fapiao, and get the money back. So we'll kind of sort it out. We want to give you the freedom to eat dinner where you want, but we also want to cover the cost. So we're figuring out the logistics of that. But getting receipts is not so simple in China. Okay, then coffee. Okay, so you can't have a good workshop without good coffee, and we've managed that. So just outside we have the espresso machine. We have air-roasted coffee beans flown in from Italy, Trieste. We have the medium roast and the dark roast, so you have choices. So there's the espresso machine. I've also got a French press for anybody who prefers a Bowden French press style, but we should have good coffee. There's milk out there, and there's sugar, and whatever good amounts you want. We also have lots of tea. Tea is excellent, so so it's worth going that direction. The breaks will include fruit cakes and also fruits. Okay, and the transportation, I think a lot of you know now, there's a shuttle that will run from the hotel to here and back again, and if the shuttle, if you want to go at a different time, we can put you in a taxi. The hotel's only 2.3 kilometers away and in a straight line on one road, so if you feel courageous and you want to walk, it's almost impossible to get lost, but you can if you try. Okay, and finally, mention that some of the people here are very keen on having a foosball tournament, or as Germans would say, kicker, or Tischen foosball, or whatever you want to call it. Foosball table upstairs, there's pool, ping pong, so there's opportunities for that. But for those who are keen on a foosball tournament, there will be one 6:30 tonight, and we'll arrange a bus after. And then, last thing, if you haven't thought about it already, you will eventually, the toilets, so they're just there. You just go out the door to the right, and there's the men's one has a picture of a man, and the women's has a picture of a woman, so you shouldn't get it wrong.
Sorry, I just have to mention for the dinner. we have, because of the funding policy, we have limited to 75 yuan, China yuan. So I think it's mentioned in the invitation letter. Yeah, per person. Sorry for that, but that's otherwise we have trouble. And also, besides the kicker, we also have ping pong table just next to the kicker, and also upstairs opposite to the kicker, and also we have gym there.
A full gym.
But the show is not ready yet. Sorry, but it's
in progress.
yeah, we are working on the show, but it's coming soon, but not this time.
Yeah.
Which night is the banquet, did you say?
Pardon me?
Which night of the nights is the banquet?
Friday.
Friday. Okay. Not the, tomorrow. Tomorrow.
I think it says banquet in the program.
I didn't look at the program.
No, that's right. Okay. Are there any questions? No. Okay. So, do you want to start?
Me?
Yeah. You first. If you don't start, I'll just keep talking.
Yeah, I know. That's what we're doing.